You are listening to Anjali and Nicole, two minds, one podcast, too many thoughts, where we discuss about growth, life, chaos, healing, habits, and everything in between. Let's dive in. Welcome, Nicole.
Hello there.
So today's podcast is about the same, our favorite book, Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. The previous podcast, Nicole and I have discussed, I think, up till chapter 2, where we found it really interesting. It led us to dive deeper and deeper. So it led me to read and completely jump into chapter 14. Chapter 14 has a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that me and Nicole would like to share with you. Let's go to a backstory. So Nicole and I always think about what do we need to discuss on our podcast. And this time, Nicole was like, you decide. And then I was like, okay, let me see what is good. So because I read chapter 14 and I found it really well, Nicole agreed. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why we're doing this. Nicole said that, yeah, you know what, let's do chapter 14. She too read it. And now we also will get to hear what is Nicole's insight on chapter 14. So without further ado, let's dive into chapter 14. The book is right in front of me. And yeah,
Right in front of me.
Nicole's book is in Romanian.
Yes.
That is
I'm
why,
sure many people will find it in their own language because I think it's translated in so many languages. I
correct.
find it really interesting because I feel like also I uh, I said that before. I think the translator did a very good job. So sometimes I feel like if I read them in English, I'm not saying English not a rich language. It has beautiful vocabulary, but I feel like it's more
Stronger in your
yeah,
language.
somehow. So yeah, whatever language you choose for reading your this book, just do it, and will
Just
help
do it.
you
Or
will help
maybe
you
just
break it
keep going.
down.
Yes. Sorry to cut you there.
Yes, sure. No worries.
So it's either you buy it and read the book, or maybe just listen to our podcast. So,
Because we are always discussing the book, and we refer it to our personal experiences. Like we try to get our own uh, insight and then our own experiences.
exactly, because we are people with too
Fun
many
to
thoughts.
listen or not so fun, but we're having fun for sure doing it. So
I hope
fun
you
grows
guys I
us.
hope you guys can also listen and hear and finally get the frequency of fun from us. So coming back to chapter 14. Chapter 14's title is Distinction of Excellence. As
Mm.
as as we know, this book is about communication. Communication with
Communication and knowledge.
communication and knowledge, and communication to yourself, and how do you communicate to yourself, and how do you communicate through yourself through body language and all of these
And how
things that
important it is and how can impact our lives.
so maybe I
Exactly.
will link our previous podcast on the link over here, and then you guys can check out our previous podcast. So this is about meta programs. Today's special topic is about meta programs. What is meta programs? So one of the best it in here it says one of the best ways to become aware of the astonishing diversity of human reaction is to speak to a group of people. So the thing about meta programs is how do you react to uh, a certain information that comes to you? Are you the person who adjust yourself with information through the goods of it, or through the unlikely or the bads of it? What I mean to say, maybe I'm a little bit confusing. What I mean to say is through the goods means if a person is about to sell you something, like sell you a car or something, do you want to know all the good things about that car? Or are you the person who prefers to know all the bad things, like not bad things, as in what the car does not do? The car does not take so much gas, or the car does not take so much it does not need so much maintenance, or are you the person who look forward to the car can go high speed, the car can perform better when you go at a faster speed. So this is what this chapter is all about. This is just
How
a
do you
little.
react? Oh, yes. And
Yes,
it's also like it's I think it's a form, I mean, it's a continuation of the idea of communication. I really believe that.
yes,
Um, yes, for me, I wrote here on my notes, like, are you someone who goes for the positives, for the, like, you go closer to what you want, or you prefer to step back from what you want, or what you, no, to actually from what you don't want. So actually, I think we should make it more clear with the power of example, because I remember last time we spoke, Anjali, you told me, oh, Nicole, I find this chapter really interesting. Let me ask you something. So remember what you asked me,
yes,
because yeah, Anthony Robbins is saying here that this form of communication, knowing, actually it's the language. I will not say the love language, but it's the communication language in a way of the person in front of you, either
yeah.
at work with your colleagues, or if you're the manager and you have a team.
Mhm.
How you, so by knowing their meta program, which means their communication language, their communication channel, okay,
Yes, yeah,
address to them on how they want to hear, not on what you want to say. And
exactly.
I think it's really not about manipulating or something, but it's really interesting. It's, I linked, like, for me, is this book, the five love languages. So I was thinking a little bit about this book, but here is not about love, but it's about relations in general. Either you're a parent and you want to communicate with your kids, or like with your spouse, with your partner. In business, it can be applied in many areas of our lives.
Very true. Very true.
uh,
What Nicole just said, I second it. Thank you for explaining it so beautifully, Nicole.
I think, I mean, even I think we explain it in so many ways, because we, even for us, like, we try to assimilate, and we try to, right, to uh, digest it ourselves as well. So the more we talk about it and the more we try to define it, I think the better we understand what does he really mean.
Yes.
So yeah, so you asked me, Nicole, are you someone that, and do you remember my answer? So Anjali asked me, Nicola, by the way, are you someone like, if I tell you, oh, Nicole, you know what, like, if you don't eat a lot of, let's say, veggies, and you don't have a healthy lifestyle, you'll end up with certain diseases when you will be old.
Mm.
Or like, if I tell you, if you eat your veggies, if you eat vegetables, and if you run, and if you do your daily steps, you will be someone
Younger skin,
healthy. So
healthy.
remember what I told you, and actually what I told you came quite natural, quite instinctual to answer. But then actually I found it in the book, and
Exactly. Now I remember that was my hook to you on this chapter. After,
yes.
yes, yes. Now I remember. How did I hook you into this chapter?
So I said depends. Like, if I'm someone who will react to the uncertainty, like, to the negative aspects in a way, or
That,
to the positive. Am
yeah.
I someone who will get scared of the results of my actions, of my behavior, or will
Mm.
be someone who will, like, just look for opportunities in what you told me, like, because
So
I can choose to say, okay, I will be someone healthy. Why would I choose to say, oh, I will be someone sick? But depends, because for some people it will work. It will perfectly
correct.
work either way. So the key, I think, of this chapter
Mm.
is to try to understand how can we actually apply this in our lives, right?
Exactly. Wow.
How
I think
many
you
meta?
I think you said a lot of things already. Although you have just touched one point, but that one point you've kind of elaborated it a lot.
How
So
many? How many? Can I ask you how many meta programs did you identify?
I think there is about five because when towards
Uh,
the end he did
yeah.
not really mention the number. Also,
Yeah, he just did another meta program. So I was counting it at, let's say, fifth,
six. Yeah, even
fifth
even I thought six, but
or sixth even. Yeah,
six. Yeah, yeah. Let's stick with six because it is six.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
And
it's
maybe
a
one
it's a
more.
long chapter, but it kept pulling you in, right? It's like you said, it's not about manipulating. It's about mastering communication, mastering persuasion. Like,
And
let's say you're
in
a
a
person.
positive way,
Yeah,
constructive way.
in a very constructive way. Let's say you're a person who deals with people, you're a salesman, or you're a public speaker, or you are somebody who, want to always inspire people with your words. It can be to a group of kids, or it can be to a group of adults. It doesn't matter. Or maybe you're a teacher and you want to get the students' attention through a certain way, get your, yeah. So how do you do that? This will tell you the way. The This chapter will tell you the way. How do you see a person's programming, and from there, how do you catch what type of person is he? Is he person A, like the book mentioned, like not person A as in, is he the person who go towards something, or
Towards
some?
pleasure, or it says here, it's like either you go towards or you step back. You go towards pleasure, or you how do you say that in English? Or
You
you
avoid
uh,
it. Avoid.
avoid
Yeah.
suffering.
How should we explain our viewers about this? Go towards.
I would say like, do you go for a situation that opens opportunities for you? But it also depends how it's presented to you. This is the
Yes.
key. Actually, I discussed a few days ago with one of my friends, and she was actually applying this with her daughter. To be honest,
Okay.
she was applying this with her daughter without, like in a natural, instinctual parenting style.
Mm-hmm.
And but then reading this chapter, I remember what she told me. So maybe I can give this example. She told me that her daughter is someone that has school in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
the morning. And she told me she's not a morning person at all, that she really struggles to wake up her daughter. She's 12, to wake her up in the morning to go, like, to do anything. And she
Mm-hmm.
likes to sleep a little bit late, and to wake up also a little bit late. And
Yeah.
she told me she's very active, she's very creative late night. I
Mm,
mean,
okay.
this is debatable, we're not saying it's good, but she told me like this is her physiology, her system, this is what it works for her. So she told me, okay, since I saw that this is how she feels happy, this is how she can be productive and creative. She told her, like, listen, if you are smart enough, okay, if you study well, mind your business with school, get your certifications, get your diplomas, become your own boss,
Mm-hmm.
okay, or do things in such a way
Mm-hmm.
that, work for your little dream of
Yeah.
actually waking up late. Because if you have your own thing, maybe you have more flexibility to wake up at 10 instead of having to wake up at 6 to go for a job.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like how she presented things to her.
Mm.
So we see it's by mentioning the pleasure component, or because she could have told her, like, listen, like, as you said, actually, Angeli, because when we're discussing, you're giving me this example. How many of us we heard when we're kids, if you don't study well, you'll end up collecting garbage and be right,
Yeah.
be a cleaning person
So
all your
true.
life. No, please, no offense, like every job in the world, like, it's as long as you're not doing something bad to earn your money, it's
Correct.
okay. But unfortunately, this is a program, or a meta program, that our parents, my parents at least, I heard that from my parents, used to tell us. Or
Yeah.
you'll be a shepherd, or, like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. You don't study,
let's
this
say
thing will happen.
professions that are considered like labor work, not. But again, we are not labeling any profession. They are all good. But this is the society, and this is life, and this is the
This is
world we're living
we
in.
were yeah. This is the world we live in. Correct. Same thing when I was a child. I remember my grandmother used to tell us, if you don't sleep, a monster will come and take you away. So you're like forced to sleep, you know.
And or she could have said, like, to give more and more examples to make it, to make this chapter really practical and to have a good takeaway from it. It's like maybe she could have said, like, let's say if she read this book, she would have said, if you sleep well, you will wake up so refreshed, and your body will grow like nicely, and you'll be a
You'll be
strong girl.
prettier, you'll be beautiful, you'll be handsome, like that, you sleep well, your brain will work faster, you'll be more
Stronger.
intelligent, like that.
Mm.
But it also, so these are two ways. Maybe in our eyes, one is good, one is bad, but in somebody's uh, meta programming in their
Yeah.
mind, you can approach a person in two ways, especially if you are a salesman and you want to, like in the book he has given the example of a salesman. It says if you are a businessman selling a product, you can promote it in two ways: by what it does and what it doesn't do. How you can try to sell cars by stressing that they are fast, sleek, sexy, or you can emphasize that don't use much gas, don't cost much to maintain, are particularly safe in crashes. The strategy you should use depend entirely upon the strategy of the person you're dealing with. So if a person, like you approach a man, a businessman, a person who's really this one about money, like I have to save, I want to get economical money, you must tell that person, oh, this car doesn't use much gas, this car is more, cost maintaining.
Efficient, like.
Yeah, there is no, you don't have to worry so much about the payment, you don't have to, then person will like, okay, yeah, I'm attracted to this. But if you tell this same person who's thinking about money, you're telling, oh, this guy is sexy, this guy is sleek, is speedy, it will not work.
They might go for the practical. Yeah, they want
Yeah,
to be practical. Actually, I think he's really. I remember reading here. Um, I think he's saying about an exercise we can do or something like, maybe I wrote it on my notes, like people that they go for this approach, for this way of expressing themselves and leading their lives. They know what they want. They are practical. So as you said, I like what you said. It doesn't mean one is good and one is bad. They're equally good.
yeah,
They're equally good. But he was mentioning a few differences between the approaches and between people who have this meta program. They
at
call it
that
a pro.
program. Yeah,
Let's say, let's call it language. Communicate. I like it communication language. I feel like it's more, like it's easier to remember in a way.
communication
Communication
language.
language.
Okay,
So yeah. So if that person, as you said, like wants to save some money or wants just a car to take him from point A to point B, like try to understand what is he actually looking for. Maybe you can even ask, right? What are you looking for in a car?
yes. Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So where does the person, what is the person's mindset? You can know if he says, "Oh, I'm looking for something that I want to, I want to have a red car. I want to have something that I can go high speed." Then you know, okay, you have to go towards the good, like
see
show
if that
all the
car
goodness
has
about the
something
car.
to offer
Yeah.
in that sense.
Exactly. But if you're like a person who like, yeah, I'm looking for something that is within my budget, or I'm looking for something which is like I can go long hours without feeling so much petrol, I want that. Okay, we have this type of approach. So there are two ways. And if a smart businessman, a smart sales car person will remember, okay, this is the type of person. Maybe he'll make a list. Okay, I have this sort of person
Again, about awareness, right? I
moving
think this.
away from, yeah, the moving away from chart and the moving towards type. So yeah, I think we've covered very pretty.
Remember, I remember something. I'm not sure if it's the best example, but maybe it's worth discussing it, and let's see. So at some point, my husband went for an interview with a German company, and Germans are known to be a little bit like tough, especially in business. Like they're very straightforward. This is the word, like very straightforward and very serious and very hard workers.
Mhm.
So I think they look for a specific or a certain type of people to match, right? To match their language, to match their needs.
To match their language, yeah, their
Yeah.
programming.
So actually, I remember because my husband is also that type of very straightforward, confident professional, and sometimes he's even worried that okay, I mean, he's not worried to be honest, but when I listen to him and to his stories from his professional life, sometimes I feel like, oh, isn't he just crossed like a line of like being considered a little bit rude or like over confident or so actually this guy that interviewed him, he was already from the management. He passed the HR interview and he was already with the management interviews step. And he told me, he said something like, you know what? You are really like tough and you are so straightforward, but I like that. So he kind of knew that
That's good.
he's
That's
right
good.
in the
Like,
moment.
yeah, I think then your husband has the ability to actually read what type of person the person wants, is looking for. Sometimes,
Well, could be that. Definitely, could be that. Or some people can just they are just themselves.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
just being
that's the
yourself.
best. Yeah.
And
When you
then my
when
made me realize at some point that actually being yourself is the best. So you're not worried of being yourself.
That's good. Because I
You just
think
match the person that appreciates
exactly,
this.
yeah. The matching, the word matching, you have to match the person. Sometimes, oh my God, interviews. Now I remember when you go for interviews, if you don't match
Chemistry.
the
Like,
chemistry or likability with the interviewer, you are like, it's like dead or alive. Are you yes or no? Yes or no? We should uh, continue with the next point. The
oh, I
next,
like the second one.
the second one, yeah. So the second one is with external or internal frames of reference. Now, what is that?
Like that. I really like that.
So, internal frame of reference and external frame of reference. Let's read a little bit about what they say about this. Ask someone else how he knows when he's done a good job. For some people, the proof comes from outside. The boss
Hmm.
pats you on the back and says, "Great work," or you get a raise, or you win big awards. That is like an external frame of reference. But when you get for others, the proof comes from inside. They just know from inside that they've done well. If you have an internal frame of reference, you can design a building that wins all sorts of architectural rewards. But if you don't feel it's special, no amount of outside approval will convince you. Conversely, you might do a good job that gets a lukewarm reception from your boss or peers. But if you feel it's good work, you'll trust your own instinct rather than theirs. That is internal frame of reference. So, are we on the same understanding about this, Nicole?
Yeah, like I can tell you what I understood. It's about the I think it's about that inner critic, you have it or you don't have it.
Yes.
You wait for people's approvals or everything has to be going through your own filter. Like you can tell me, and depends because sometimes if you're a perfectionist, let's say somebody can tell you great job, you're doing well, and they are genuine, but you're like, no, I know I can do better. This is your internal uh, reference system, let's say, frame. It's a little bit the word. It's a little bit complicated, but I think this
Let
is
me hold you there. It does not mean when you say that you're not happy, it does not mean that you're not confident. It means that you need your own approval rather than other
yes,
people's
yes,
approval.
yes, yes, yes. Look, like when I was reading this, I had a question for you, so maybe like I can ask you this question right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
um,
ready.
so he said something like. Even if you're using your right hand, okay, if you're right-handed, okay, you
Mhm.
can still use your left hand in certain situations. I mean, I don't know exactly how. Maybe I didn't reflect enough on this, but I wanted to ask you something. Which hand are you using now to hold your book?
Right hand.
Really? Because I
Left. Oh.
I realized while reading this, I realized that I'm using my left hand. So I was like, wow, why it feels so comfy? Like, because I'm right-handed,
Mm.
but it seems so comfortable.
With your left.
Okay. Now I see. He's saying here, he's writing here that how our um, communication languages or meta programs, okay, are instilled in us. It can be something that we have done for so many years. And he said, like, if you've done something in a certain way for 10 or 15 years,
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah.
you're someone that goes with the practical, okay, that goes for the opportunity, or maybe not for the opportunities. I think the practical people, okay, they go for the things that they know, for the
Yes.
familiar things.
Yeah. For the
So
familiar.
if I come to an interview and I'm someone who likes like familiar things, and they say, okay, you have a lot of growth opportunities in this company, we are expanding and we are like incorporating, I don't know, we're buying, I don't know which other company. So maybe for you that you're a practical person and you just feel like staying in your familiar zone and do the things that you know best, and you're not really open to all these growth opportunities. You're good at something, you want to continue doing that something, and this is excellent, by the way. But I think the employer should know, okay, we're expanding, we need people who are, if
Yeah.
to
I read that. Yeah.
do this. So, and then, okay, now I understand. And then, but then he said, but that's okay. You can still develop this part. If you're someone who did something for the same thing for 15 years, you can still, if you want, of course, you don't have to. If you want to be someone who's expanding, who's not afraid to go for opportunities, bigger opportunities, change of frame, you can still do it. So this is when he gave the example of hands, because we have two hands.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yes, mostly we use, let's say, our right hand, the one that we're right-handed, and just a little bit the left hand. But you can still involve your left hand, and you
Left
can
hand.
still
Yeah.
uh,
And
either
yeah.
either
You can
way.
develop. Yeah. But now
Or
coming back to internal frame of reference and external frame of reference, how we get uh, confidence from when people tell us, "Oh, you're doing a great job," or "Oh my God," one example, you said that our podcast is doing great, and I'm very happy to hear that. But somewhere along the line, I know inside my heart, I know that we can do better in few
definitely,
ways.
but we cannot not see also like what's improving,
Yeah, it is.
what's
It's definitely
better.
improving. But for me, I see it in a like, okay, maybe the lighting needs to be changed, or maybe how we come to the, or how do we come and how do we go out, exit, intro,
Well,
exit,
that's why we're
intro and
friends.
exit.
I definitely have all this as well.
Yeah.
But that's not bad. That's not bad, because I think it's important to have this system of valuing your own, having your set of how to say, borders, like no matter what people tell you, you always put it through your filter, and you always say like,
Yeah.
okay,
So
no, it was okay.
before we before we end the second meta programs, I just wanted to add over here, it says that to be a true leader, you don't have to be an external frame, external frame mindset. You can also be an you. It's better for a leader to be an internal frame of in with this internal frame of reference, meaning he take reference from his internal point of view, internal understanding, to become more responsible for his team. So this is, you are working with a group of people. Obviously, when you're a leader, you're working with so many teams, so many people under you, but you also need to have your own discretion on how the things are going, how your team is going. All right, that's it. To end this, we will go to the next point. Nicole, how about you starting the next point?
It's about understanding what motivates people again. Um, okay, because it's being taught, and it's true that we all have our internal motivation, or like we have some qualities and some abilities, okay, that they are quite natural to us. So I think it's also about learning and understanding what are people's internal motivation and abilities, um, and again to match it with what do you expect and what do you want from your relation with that person. And again, it can
Yeah,
be your family, it can be at work, it can be, I think, even in a love relation, yeah, in the relation between two partners. So again, I think it's important that uh, you are in a place, or you categorize people in the place that they best deserve, let's say, or they best match.
yes,
uh,
exactly. Exactly that. Because when you put people who are more into sorting by self in a group of people where you sort by others, like if you're in a hospitality, if you're in working in the airline industry where people need to be sorting by others, meaning they need to see what others want, they need to help others, they need to give to others, they need to think before me other goes first, you have to be in that mindset. But if you are a person who sort by self, if you ask coming into a job or coming into a relationship, you're only asking what is it for me, what is it for me, that will not work in a hospitality industry, in an airline industry. But
Maybe
if,
unmotivated people, right? Because when you are
yeah,
motivated by your own talent, by the thing that you know best, uh, regardless what's your motivation, you will perform best.
exactly.
So
So
what,
again, there is no negative and positive in this. If you're a person who has to work discreetly, if you're like, you're doing fraud cases and everything, if you're a secret agent, you can't be a person who sort by others. You have to be a sort by yourself, sort by self. You have to see what works for you, how it works for you. And things like if you're an accountant, you can't work for others, it's sort by yourself. So again, where you are placed, what type of job you have, or what type of relationship with you have with your company, that way you need to, however you are, you
right
need to.
people in the right people, like in the right place. Yeah, the right people
Correct,
should be in the
yeah,
right.
that's about it, yeah. Now shall we go to the spot
The floor is yours for chapter 4, not chapter 4,
topic?
the
It's
communication language or
meta
meta
program.
program. Sorry.
What's wrong with us? Okay, so the fourth is my favorite. It says
Can I,
matches.
uh, sorry, can I ask just a quick question? Okay,
Yeah.
shall we show this? Okay,
Oh
this is,
yeah.
and maybe ask people
Yeah.
what do they what do they see?
Exactly. What do you see by
You
this
think,
figure?
like, Anjali, what did, because I was trying to, but I did a mistake reading first and then actually focusing with the images, because I really
Oh,
wanted to know what's my first, say,
that's
like
a good
what do I
point. Yeah. So,
so
so obviously you read first, so you can't really see. But see, it's not often people will disagree, right? People always, mostly if you're in a community, if you're in a public setting, or if you're in a meeting with your colleagues, mostly you're a person where you obviously want to agree so that nobody looks at you weird. You're not the oh my god, my internet connection, you're not the black sheep over there that people look at you weird. Mostly you're the person who is a matcher, a lot of the people in the team usually are matchers. But when you have a mismatcher, a person in, let's say there is a five group of people, all of you are matchers except for this one person. He's a mismatcher. Why is he important? So I have not stated that having a mismatcher in your company, in your group is also important because he is the one who will look at things in different perspectives and show it to you.
Or actually having the courage to actually say that
Yeah, he
has
will,
a different.
he has the courage. He will look at a perspective and he will not be able to shy away from what he thinks. Like he's not a person who's a people pleaser. He's like, no, you know what, I know you guys see things like this, but I see the opposite way.
Yeah.
He sees a different output, and which is why I like it. So when you show a mismatcher this, when you show a matcher this image, they will see, or generally a person will say, yeah, they're all rectangles, so what, yeah, it's the, but a mismatcher will say, oh no, they're all rectangles, but you see one is lying down and the other ones are standing up. So this is how you identify a mismatcher in your program.
With different points of view, different ways of looking at things.
Exactly. So matching and mismatching modes are extremely important because they can play out so many ways, even in mismatcher aren't usually the souls of poetic inspiration. Sometimes having mismatcher in your team gets people very annoyed. Like, why is he always saying no? He's like the black sheep in the family.
Maybe
Like,
his intentions are really good, right?
yeah, but
And
actually,
perhaps, most probably, his
yeah,
intentions are good.
they are not bad people. They are not bad thinkers or programmed that way, but they see it in a different way, which that's why I like it. I like to understand how a mismatcher thinks. It does not have to, they don't really bother about your feeling. That's one thing. They don't care how do you feel. They just want to show that this is what I think and this is right by me.
And then I highlighted something here that made me think a little bit. Um, I wouldn't say on a sad note, but on a note that made me like reflect. Um, so if you're someone that will always look for the differences, for what's different, for I would say less perfect things. Why these rectangles are not all? You would prefer to see them all aligned, and then you'll say like, yes, this is they're perfectly, perfect rectangles. They're all standing. The line is, So, and I read here this line saying that many times when you're someone who is always observing the mismatches, okay, first, even even though they're enthusiasts, yeah, they're happy about something, they start seeing the differences, and you will get less joyful, like less happy about that thing. So it's like, oh, but that's so unfortunate. That's so sad, actually, because it means like you don't really let imperfections, be part of your life. You're always looking for the perfections. This is what made me think. And this chapter, actually, Anthony Robbins is saying, like, see what's your system, what's your program, and try to see if there are some programs working for you or some working against you. Are you someone who's always looking for imperfection? Are you someone who's always looking for, like, maybe opportunity when maybe that place offers you not so many opportunities, but offers you stability, let's say? So make them work for you, like in this sense. This is
Yeah.
what I understood. So yeah, don't let things that look different in your eyes make you unhappy.
Hmm.
So these were my thoughts.
That's true. All right. Very good for your comment and your thoughts, Nicole. Anything else you want to say about this before we get on to the next?
Another line that I liked, the last line said, focus a little bit on differences, on mismatches, But I think he meant like focus like on their good part, the good side of mismatches, because they are part of the salt and pepper of the life. But it's asking this question: can two people be different but happy?
Okay. Yeah, now I get
Like
it.
one
And
is
towards
always
the end.
for perfection and matches, or one that is always looking for differences, what's different, what's out of place.
Mm,
And the answer is yes, they can, as long as you
understand.
observe yourself and observe the other person, and you try to maybe work on a common ground, like meet on a common ground.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5. Please continue.
This is also quite simple, I would say. It's about the difference between people who are focusing on need, on necessity. Okay. They are motivated by, not necessarily by what they want, but what they need to do. Okay.
Yeah.
They do something because they have to do. That's
Yes.
something. Which is fair enough, because life is like that. We might find ourselves in situations when we have to do what we have to do, not only what we want to do,
Want to
right?
do.
But there are also people who are like really focusing on what they want, so they find a way. So again, see who's the person in front of you.
Yeah.
Which stage of their lives they are in,
They are
and
in. Are they the one who seek
then
option experience?
consider it. So
That's amazing. Actually, even this point is really good. Are they what type of people? How are they motivated? Is it by necessity or by possibility? Very interesting.
I lose opportunities. That's true. So that's why I think this is also a tool for, like as he said, personal development, not only for enhancing your relationships, but also about makes room for your personal development.
Hmm.
Why miss opportunities? Yeah,
Like a person who's motivated by possibility would not like staying in a 9 to 5 job for like 20 years of their life. They would prefer being motivated by their own project or by their own business.
I mean, I have all the admiration for people that are working for the same company on
One
this.
second.
Shoot,
Sorry. Yes.
that's okay.
Coming back.
I really admire, and I have all my respect for people who, I know people, especially let's say our parents' generations, that had the same job in the same company for maybe 40 years until they get retired.
Oh, yeah.
I totally, I mean, I have a lot of respect for that, because it shows loyalty, it shows devotion, and I'm sure you get so good at that thing rather than jumping from one job to another.
Doctor.
But again, if you're someone who's like motivated by, like I like to be creative. I want to be able to express my inner, like the things we were speaking earlier about the inner. What are your motivation, your inner motivation?
Yeah, your
So
inner motivation, your inner goals, inner
what sparks joy for you?
yeah, yes. Inner joy sparker.
Exactly.
Inner happiness.
Interesting. You see, the more we discuss about it, even though it kind of feels like we repeat the same thing, but it settles. Like the information settles when you discuss about it.
And
And then number six,
number six.
anything about number 6?
Number 6 is a person's working style. This also kind of correlates with the previous, kind of connects with the previous meta program, possibility versus necessity. This is saying about the
Yeah.
person's working style. Is the person an independent person, or the person needs other people to strategize, to synergize, and work with their team? Are they a team worker, a
Tell me
player?
about. Are you a one-man show or a team player?
I prefer working independently. I have tried
Okay.
being a team player. I think if I'm put into a situation as such, yes, I will work. I will work hard to be in the team and work hard to be working together with uh, full synergy with my team. But otherwise, give me an option. I would prefer working together, working independently. Concept of 9 to 5, of course, it's there, and I've done that before. But if I have an option, I would prefer working at my time, even though it's late at night or early in the morning. It's on my time. I am somebody who prefer to be independent.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
I always said that I work well in small groups. I would say two to maximum three works best for us, members in a team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because alone, I can lose motivation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need
Okay.
that
Yeah.
fire, like we work together for this podcast. I
Yeah.
need that
Oh my God.
fire.
Yes, but if you look at it, we chose the timing independently. We both like Friday. We think Friday is good. So that's independent choice. Obviously, we both agreed to it. In that way, yes, you have certainly point diversified this topic to a good extent. Working together in two or three is good compared to working
Because
together.
I feel like there are too many opinions and so many programs are there, maybe, right?
Today we learned that there is so many programs that you can understand a person by.
Like said, like, okay, after you finish this chapter, just be genuinely interested in people's programs, meta programs, and start asking them, what do you like about, what are you looking for in a relation, what are you looking for in your life. Like, try to be interested in people's, and you might be surprised, right? Like, I think it's very, very good exercise to, like, we should practice that. What I like is that he said, regardless, even though he mentioned, just he described just six programs, he said the number can be unlimited. Like, depends on your, like, imagination, uh, how sensitive you are. Okay.
Yes,
uh, because you can just observe people through your own eyes, and you can even create your own way of observing and communicating with people, with all kinds of people. And again, the examples continues. He said, some people react to, like, let's say you have a proposal for me, Nicole, let's do a business, or Nicole, let's go on a hike. You can, if you know what are my expectations, what's my program, you can focus on those things. So let's say, now he was giving an example here. Someone, they like details. Like, if you come and tell me, look, this is how the business is going to work. Like, I will tell you, sometimes my husband is interested in opening a business. So he's coming and he's telling me, like, he's super happy and joyful, and he's telling me, this is the idea. But I'm someone who's saying, like, okay, and how do you see this happening? Because for me, I need details. I need to understand, okay, what should I look for? If I'm looking for people to work with us, what shall I tell them? What shall I ask them? What are our expectations? So some, they have just the big picture, some they want to go for details, and then some, they want to know what's in for them, like, long term, like,
yes,
what are the risks. Some
yes,
people are, how flexible you are, how many risks you're willing to take.
yeah.
um, so there are many, many details in there. And I liked an example he was giving, and I think we are about to finish the chapter soon, because I think we kind of
Our,
described everything we
yes,
understood.
for our understanding.
um, he said, like, okay, if you're someone, I really like that. I find it funny. They say some people can make choices based on their love for food. So if you, I really like that. Like, if you stop someone and ask them for direction, let's say you're looking for a bank, they might tell you, if they are a foodie, okay, they might tell you, okay, just straight ahead, pass Burger King, and then on your right, next to KFC,
Yes,
you'll find the brownish, like, building, like, even the brownie, they're using the words that describes foods to describe the directions. Like, it's a nice, cute example. Or if you ask them, how was the wedding? How was the wedding? They will not tell you, oh, the bride was wearing this dress. No, they will tell you, oh, the food was amazing. Then
Uh,
the wedding cake was huge. So they will talk about food
hmm,
related. Uh,
what inspires them more? Basically, you
yeah.
can, yeah, good. Hey, there's so many examples that we've actually given about this particular chapter. And
Yeah, in the
remember,
end, he says, in
uh,
the end, he says this can be a very good tool to perfect and change your life. Like, don't only observe people around you, observe what works for you as well.
what works for you. Very good. Wow. This goes to the end of our chapter.
Was
And
a little bit intense this chapter. I think it was not something that we're so familiar with.
yeah, I think we need to study this chapter second time. At least I do.
We're just hoping that people really understood and they read between lines. If we
Yeah,
didn't make ourselves so understood, but this is a journey of learning and growing together. So it doesn't have to be perfect.
exactly. We don't have to be perfect. Thank you for saying that.
We're not looking for we don't step back. We look for opportunities, right?
Yes. Thank you. So that is the end of the chapter. If you find this podcast interesting, or if you got any knowledge from this podcast, do share with us, do drop us a message, and drop us
Grow
a
together.
like, subscribe, whatever you wish, or don't, up to you. We are just two girls sharing our thoughts, chaos, inspiration, and our growth. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so
See you
much,
next time.
Nicole. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.